Hi, I'm Bart Hanson. I'm the owner and operator of CrushLivePoker.com. The following hand comes from our call-in show that we record at 4:45 p.m. Pacific time every Monday. If you want to call in your hand, check out the phone number in the description.
So this is 5510 at WinStar.
Yep.
It's normally a one cap, but it's kind of loosely enforced.
Okay.
Especially during the week when it's the biggest game in the room. So in this hand, we're 1800 effective. The villain is like 23 years old, young, talking a lot, brash, arrogant, thinks he's God's gift to poker.
Okay.
He's not terrible. He very, very much has win every pot itis. And I guess that's pretty important.
Okay.
When he's in the pot, he's going to do whatever he can to absolutely win it. So he's got 1800 I cover. I am in the straddle for 10 under the gun here.
Okay.
He is directly to my left under the gun 2, and he opens to 40.
Okay.
We get one caller in middle position who ends up being irrelevant, and folds back around to me in the straddle, and I have ace of spades, queen of diamonds.
Okay.
And I just decide to call just because of the configuration. He's basically under the gun.
This one, I'm doing a C-Bet bluffing matrix kind of part 2 coming up. I actually might do it this week, but it's going to specialize in single raise pots. But one of the old factors or things like that I said back in 2014 was sort of strength of player. And this is strength of player being a factor, whether or not you're going to continuation bet bluff or not. Here, obviously, this is a question of whether you're not going to 3-bet, but strength of player might come into play here where I don't know how loose he's opening or if he's out of line. If he's calling with the right types of hands and he's opening too loose to 3-bets, but he's folding and he's not getting punished, this is an easy 3-bet with the dead money, right? So we talk about this, that you can call heads up with a hand like this. You would definitely 3-bet ace queen suited from the straddle. Yep. If you are a little bit, I don't know if you're not you personally, but like if you don't want to play a big pot, the lesser variance plays to call, because it's probably going to be pretty close. Do you know what I mean? Like if you feel like this is going to be a battle for $1,800 and you'd rather not do that, sometimes I got to be honest with you, I'm not a robot. Sometimes I do that. If I'm real tired or if it's like the first hand of the session, I might be like, this is a 3-bet 80% of the time, but you know what? I'm going to call. This is my 20% of the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely would have 3-bet him with ace queen suited. I kind of felt he's opening under the gun. Like I said, he's not terrible. He's, I give him credit for a fairly strong range.
Yeah.
I also kind of had the thought before ever seeing the flop that he would open some ace jack suited, open some king queens, things like that, and would barrel with wrong frequencies.
Right.
So that kind of went into my head as well.
Yeah.
That I was willing to, check call even on some,
Sure, of course.
Boards,
of course. But the key here, though, is you think he's God's gift to poker, right?
He thinks he's God's gift to poker.
Okay.
I do not think he is. Right.
Okay.
Anyway, so pot's 120. Flop comes queen 3-3 rainbow.
Okay.
One of the threes is a diamond.
Yep.
Okay, which is going to be pretty important. So I flop top pair, top kicker, paired board. I can have a 3, he can't. Sort of thing. I have ace 3 suited, maybe some 4-3 suited. Anyway, so I check to him. He bet 50.
Okay.
Into the flop, which I figure he's going to be doing that. This guy, he's betting that 100%.
Sure.
Like, that doesn't tell me anything. Irrelevant other guy folds, comes to me. I go ahead and just call. I kind of feel like he's got just a ton of air. There's no reason for me to bet and fold out 80% of his air at this point in time.
By the way, what I'll say is I know you're a top section subscriber, and Dave in New Jersey is saying that he enjoyed the lesson video that you did with Key from a couple of weeks ago. Against small sizing here, 50 is like if he bet 40, 35 or 40 here, I can hear Conlon in my head say that there's got to be some partials of raising here with ace queen for sure. You can't just let somebody basically realize their equity. So sort of in this new school thought of poker here, when people are using small sizing, there are some top pair hands to raise. This is probably pretty close. And again, it's probably relatively high variant. Also, it's rainbow, which means that sort of cuts out a lot of your bluffs.
Yeah,
but
that's what I'm thinking. I mean, I'd be much more likely to raise queen 3-4 than queen 3-3, just because I could have some 5-6s in there to have some bluffs. Otherwise, I kind of feel like if I'm check raising this, even to a small size, what am I bluffing with? Kind of deal.
Well, you have to sort of find hands that are, hands that sort of have like backdoor.
Yeah, like 10-jack with a backdoor or something like that.
Yeah, or like something like that. So you make the call.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. Spot's 220. Turn is the 6 of diamonds. Brings in backdoor diamonds.
Yep.
So there's a 3 of diamond and a 6 of diamond. I go ahead and check again, and villain bets 120.
Okay,
I thought that was a really weird sizing. I almost expect him to kind of size up in this spot, because I really put him on a lot of Queen X or just, Ace King barreling, Ace Jack barreling, this type player, and I would expect that he would have gone bigger with that. So I wasn't sure what to make of the 120.
Well, I mean, you call again and you look in your hand and you see if you have diamonds. You have got the queen of diamonds in your hand, so it's a little bit less likely that he's barreling
queen X of diamonds. And
diamonds.
I kind of put in the notes I sent in to you as I was like, okay, say I had the opposite suit. Say I had ace of diamonds, queen of spades.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll get to that on the river. We'll get to that.
Yeah, how does that factor? Okay, right. So anyway, so let's get to the river. So I call again, pot's 460, river is the 9 of diamonds, so the backdoor flush comes in.
Yep.
I go ahead and check again, and villain takes, a fair amount, and I really thought he was thinking about value betting thin or checking behind and taking the showdown, and then he overbets the pot. He bets 600 into 460.
All right, so a couple of things. When you say, like, what do we, all right, so you know what MDF is, obviously, right?
Yep,
so if
absolutely.
you wanted to defend at MDF, which basically means you want to make your opponent's, if he's bluffing, make his bluff unprofitable, he's risking 600 to win 460. Now, we know that if he bets pot, right, if the bluff works 50% of the time, it's going to profit for him, right? Now, he's betting a little bit over the pot, looks like by 25%. So I would say that, it's probably something like maybe this needs to work like 60%, 55 to 60%, okay? Which means that you need to find, if you want to defend at, let's say just say 60%. It might not be quite right because you're usually not dealing with overbets, but which means that you need to call with the best 40% of hands that you arrive with. Now, usually it's the other way around, the flip side, where if the opponent bets half the pot, right, he only needs to be good 33% of the time on his bluff. You need to defend 66% of hands. He's betting over pot, so you need to defend 40% of hands. And the question is that what do you get here with to defend? Now, you said ace queen with the ace of diamonds. I am assuming that would be the worst combo of ace queen to defend with. You would, or excuse me, the backdoor flush comes in. You would want to have the diamond, in your hand. I looked at that the wrong way. If let's say that the diamond had bricked out, if the 9 was not a diamond, right, and backdoor diamonds had come in, you would want to call with ace queen without a diamond in it. Would be the best one, right? But diamonds come in here, and if you had ace of diamonds queen and he took this betting line, then it's pretty close. I mean, it's pretty close. I mean, are you in the top 40% of hands here at the end? I mean, if you had ace diamonds, you're blocking that flush draw, so then it's like, what is he betting here? So I would imagine that having a diamond here in your hand is good. So, and having the ace of diamonds in your hand is probably the best. Ace queen probably falls into that range of top 40% of hands that you get here with. Like, if you have some threes, if you look at the hands that you're calling with and you're defending wide out of the straddle, if you have some threes and you've got offsuit queens, right, because you're getting a price, you do have a lot of hands, and it probably fits into there. Now, you could throw that out the window, though. Also, 9s you might have as well, right? And 6s. 9s and 6s when it goes bet full. So you've got 6s, you've got 9s, you have some 3s.
Suited.
Yeah, but still ace queen's probably going to fall in that range. Now, whether or not in terms of if he's polarized, if king queen, I don't know if if there's a difference between having king queen here and ace queen, because king queen blocks kings and ace queen blocks aces. So I'm not exactly sure, but you can throw that stuff out the window. Now, if you think that he thinks he's God's gift to poker, then I would probably call. If he's in.
Yeah, and so that's one of the things I was thinking of is I would absolutely think that he would turn the ace of diamonds into a bluff, that he could have ace of diamonds, king of clubs,
right,
and take this line, that sort of thing. Which is why I was thinking if I had the ace of diamonds in my hand, I might actually fold in this spot, kind of looking at this guy, just sort of the way he was. Anyway, I called, and he turned over pocket nines for a river full house, and felt like an idiot.
Well, I mean, it is. I mean, it's not idiotic. It's just a question of do you want to overfold here? Probably in terms of optimal play, folding ace queen would be overfolding, but that's fine. There are times that I would fold this all day to certain people. You know what I mean? So you see, yeah, sometimes this stuff can play like little tricks in your head, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, without a doubt.
So thanks for the
call.
call.
Here I wasn't. Yep.
Thanks for the call, Dana. Hey guys, if you like what you've seen here, please click on the subscribe button and you'll get notified every time we put up a new video. And if you want to check out crushlivepoker.com for the first month free, use the code YTA200. Click on the link right there.